Welcome to the Anxiety Slayer series. Our mission is to assist you with creating more peace and tranquility in your life through anxiety release exercises and supportive tools created to slay your anxiety. Today's Anxiety Slayer podcast is brought to you by the Anxiety Slayer Academy. We've been offering a free podcast for over 8 years to help anyone suffering with anxiety find relief. Now we're helping you go deeper by providing step-by-step support on how you can get the best experience from our favorite tools and techniques for overcoming anxiety. Visit the Anxiety Slayer Academy and get your free Anxiety Slayer starter course at anxietyslayer.teachable.com. Welcome back to Anxiety Slayer. I'm Shan Vanderleek here with my good friend and co-host Ananga Sivyer. We come together weekly from Kent and Leelanau to share Anxiety Slayer sessions with you and enjoy answering listener questions from our inbox and Facebook page. Together, we share a powerful collection of techniques to reduce anxiety. And this week, we're talking about what you can do when anxiety flares up unexpectedly. Hi, Ananga. It's so good to be recording another podcast with you today.
Hey, Shan.
Let's begin our conversation with some tried and true practices to help our listeners stop an anxiety attack. Where do you think we ought to begin?
I think it's really important with anxiety attacks to understand that you can stop them. Very often we get caught up in the fear of them flaring up. We have this anticipatory anxiety, and we've had a lot of letters about this lately. I'm just so scared. My anxiety is going to flare up in the car, at a social event, when I'm at work. Sometimes when I'm relaxed, I'm just really scared it's going to come up from nowhere and I don't know what to do about it. So for me, with overcoming anxiety attacks, the real relief came when one day I did know what to do about it and I did know how to stop it. And since then, I've helped a lot of other people stop them too. So that's a great place to start. You can stop them.
And if we know how to stop them, we certainly have less fear of it happening down the road.
Absolutely. It's like being a firefighter. Fire looks like such a scary thing, but if you've got your protective clothing and your hose pipe and you can douse the flames, then you're confident. It might happen, but you can stop it.
Right. Well, and this is one of the reasons why we created the Quick Anxiety Stopper, so that our listeners could practice and train and use it. Let's talk about that a little bit.
The Quick Anxiety Stopper, it's a shortened protocol for stopping anxiety based on tapping on endpoints of meridians, the energy channels in the body. So there are these 3 points that you can start tapping as soon as you feel anxiety increasing and flaring up in your body. And you can start to feel immediately more calm and in control. So as with EFT, you just start tapping with your fingertips. You don't need to say any words or tune yourself in when you're using the Quick Anxiety Stopper, because you're already tuned in. With EFT, you pick some words to aim your attention at what you want to tap for. Focus your mind on what you want to get relief from. But when you're using the Quick Anxiety Stop for escalated anxiety, it's already there in your body. You can feel it. So you can just start tapping right away. It's really simple, but the key with it is to start using it straight away and keep tapping. Just keep going. So you simply start tapping with 2 fingers under your eye, directly in line with your pupil if you're looking straight ahead. And I recommend when you do that, you take a deep breath in and make your exhalation longer than your in-breath. So you might breathe in for 4, like we've taught with the long exhale. Hold your breath for a couple of counts, and then let your breath out for a count of 7, a nice, long, slow exhalation. That immediately sends a message to your nervous system that you've got this. You've noticed there's an issue, and you're on it, and you're working to calm yourself down and bring in the relaxation response and stop the adrenaline just pumping away in your body.
That's fantastic. The long exhale has helped me so many times and so many occasions where nobody even knows what you're up to. You know, no matter what's coming up, no matter how you're feeling, to just check in with your body that way. And that's the nice thing about the Quick Anxiety Stopper as well. This is something where you can excuse yourself and tap in the restroom, or if you have a door to your office, if something's going on at work and you can shut the door. it's pretty easy to do without bringing a whole lot of attention to yourself.
Yeah, it's really easy. And that really helps with the social fear around escalated anxiety that, what if people notice?
Right.
What will I do then? And as soon as we have those feelings, it just goes through the roof.
Sure does.
The whole thing just blows up. So just 3 simple points. You just start tapping under your eye, make your out breath longer than your in breath, and then tapping or patting under your arm, about 4 inches under the armpit. Just patting there. And you can put your arms, cross your arms around your body and just let one hand fall under the opposite arm, and nobody will see.
Mm-hmm.
Or as you said, excuse yourself if you need to. And then back up to the collarbone points that are used in EFT tapping. So you just start tapping there. So under your eye, under your arm, collarbone, and repeat. Under your eye, under your arm, collarbone. And I'd just like to briefly illustrate the importance of persistence with this. We have this tendency to do something a couple of times and feel really flustered and ditch it.
Mm-hmm.
And this really does work. Many years ago, I was helping people one-on-one with EFT through workshops and individual consultations. And I had a lady with panic attacks that I taught this to. And one day she phoned me and she said, I'm having a panic attack. So I said, okay, start tapping. She said, I've done it. It's not working. So I said, okay, you want to do it with me now? Let's sit together and just keep doing it. I've done it. It's not working. So I said, okay, I just recommend you try it with me. Let's just try it together for 5 minutes. So start tapping under your eye. Okay, take a deep breath. Let your exhale be long. Okay, tap under your arm, collarbone, and repeat. We did it for 1 minute. Oh, I'm starting to feel calmer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling better. She just really needed the confidence in the procedure and the support to stick at it.
Yeah.
Just, when that panic starts to come up, we want to run. But when you run, you're acknowledging the fear in your body, and then your mind gets hold of it once you start running.
Right. And it makes everything so much worse.
So much worse.
Well, and this is why our new course that's coming soon is going to be so helpful and so important for the circle of anxiety slayers that gather with us each week. This is going to be called something along the lines of how to stop an anxiety attack in its tracks. And it's going to be full of all kinds of resources and support that you can have and that you can learn, that's available to you so that you truly can make it stop.
Yeah, we're going to look at panic arising in all kinds of scenarios at work, waking up with an anxiety attack in the night, probably the worst experience when you just get jolted awake and it's there. How to stop that. How to be able to go to sleep the next night knowing you can stop it if it happens again. How to stop anxiety arising in social situations. How to build your practice, build your skills, and develop confidence in things being different, confidence that you can stop it escalating. So we're going to go into that in some detail in this course.
I think the next area to cover is calming general anxiety, the importance of learning how to do that and what to focus on when we want to just even out.
Yeah, again, the tendency when we're suffering from anxiety is that we focus on what we fear. We focus really zoomed in on what we just don't want to happen. We don't want it to escalate. We don't want it to fly out of control. And we become very fixated on that, what we don't want. But really, to calm anxiety and to lower the bar of general anxiety, we need to move our focus onto learning new skills, practicing new skills that can help us control anxiety, and then the fear automatically decreases. So we really need to shift our focus away from worrying about what we don't want and exploring how we can support ourselves.
And really, one of the tricks, one of the keys to being successful with this is choosing a calming practice and using it every day. Pick the one that works for you. Certainly, we'd love for you to learn them all, but whatever one is resonating with you, if you keep practicing every day, that's going to make such a big difference in your life.
Yeah, and your mind may well tell you this won't work. Just know that that is your anxiety talking. It's the anxious mind talking. And we've talked many times about our intelligence being situated above our mind. So in this situation, we need to think of our intelligence as being like a mother and guiding the unruly younger mind that's just all over the place. It's suffering, it's scared, and it's kicking off. And we need to make decisions for ourselves. We need to just take the wheel and make decisions to support ourselves. So when your mind says, that's not going to work, You don't understand. I've tried everything. Just let your intelligence say, well, we're going to try one more thing today.
Right.
And we're going to try it for a few days. And we're going to give this a chance and just see. It's really difficult with the mind. It's so easily disturbed and scared and put off, but we really need to build daily steps of self-care. So you can start by getting our guided EFT tapping session from our free starter course at anxietyslayer.teachable.com. You can pick a guided breathing practice. The Tapping World Summit is still running for a couple more days. There are some excellent guided practices there, really nice. There's one for calming anxiety. There's one for making peace with your body when there's trauma and health anxiety in your body. So you can go to anxietyslayer.com and click the big banner at the top of our homepage, and you can still get in there and listen to some of the presentations there for free. Really excellent presentations this year. Or choose a guided relaxation. Whatever you choose, just make sure you honor yourself and give yourself the chance of reducing your anxiety by doing it every single day.
When we come back from the break, we'll talk about the importance of focusing on what helps reduce anxiety rather than trying to figure it out or fix it. The Anxiety Slayer podcast is sponsored by Health IQ. If you listen to Anxiety Slayer on a regular basis, you know that Ananga and I are very health conscious. We often recommend healthy nutrition, yoga, walking in nature, and an overall fitness plan for your mind, body, and soul. And with our love for health and wellness, we found a US-based life insurance company who rewards their clients with exclusive, special, and lower rates for being mindful and health conscious. Health IQ tells us that they can help you save between 4 and 33% on life insurance because people who are physically active have a much lower risk of heart disease, cancer, and diabetes compared to people who are inactive. Health IQ can save you money on life insurance for choosing to live a healthy, conscious lifestyle. We invite you to visit healthiq.com/Anxiety Slayer to get your free quote, and please mention Anxiety Slayer. That's healthiq.com/Anxiety Slayer. Before we went to break, we were talking about calming general anxiety, and now we'd like to talk about how you can focus on what helps reduce anxiety rather than trying to figure it out or fix it.
When we try and focus on why is this happening, we try and get to the why, then we get caught in the anxiety loop because we're trying to figure it out with a mind that's already rattled, it's already disturbed. So really we need to focus on getting calm and clear first. We feel like if we understand why, we can stop it, we can fix it. But the truth is, building acceptance is really key. There are so many things we don't understand why. And we can have a tooth in our own head and we don't understand why it's hurting. We can come down with a virus and we don't always understand why or how it works, how it's impacting our immune system. There's so much we don't understand, but we can know in all of those situations what's the appropriate action to take to support ourselves.
I like the analogy of if there's a fire, it's more helpful to put it out by pouring water on it than it is to look for the cause, right? You want to take care of the situation.
An anxiety attack, it starts as a crackle, a spark in our nervous system. And when we turn in on it, it escalates. It's like putting a microscope on a flaming match. It looks like a blaze, but you can catch it early. And if you focus on what you can do to help yourself, that's really what works. It is literally like putting a bucket of water on a fire rather than trying to figure it out and letting it get hold.
Right. And so just a good reminder that we don't need to know what's causing the anxiety we're feeling to help ourselves overcome it. Just do what you need to do. Practice what works for you, whether it's EFT tapping, whether it's the long exhale, whether it's a guided relaxation, whether it's getting outside and doing a walking meditation, no matter what it is, just do it.
Do the needful to help yourself feel more calm, more confident, more in control. And when we do that, naturally, we will start to notice triggers and causes. And the thing that happens with anxiety that really scares us is that it appears to flare from nowhere. But once you've calmed down and regained some control, usually we find it isn't from nowhere. It's been whispering at us for a while. Shan, you always say, how do you feel? What do you need? This is one of those situations where eventually we get to the point of inquiry, of finding out, are we overtired? Are we overexerted? Are we under pressure with something? Sometimes something happened months ago and it's still impacting us. Sometimes something happened months ago and we dealt with it really good at the time. And we've been flying along on adrenaline. At a certain point, it has to drop. So there can be all kinds of causes, but we won't find them when we're in that firefighting situation. We find them once we feel more calm, more confident, and we have the space for self-inquiry.
Right. Well, and I think in closing today, it's so incredibly important to be gentle with yourself and to remember that this moment of anxiety will pass, and to remember the importance of getting out for some fresh air every day. Even 5 minutes is better than nothing. Treating yourself to a nice cup of tea, allowing yourself to relax, and remembering that it's truly okay to ask for support.
Really important to ask for support when you need it. And a nice piece of advice I heard this week from Ayanna Van Zandt, she said, ask for support without expectation. Very often when we ask for support, we really put our heart out there. And then if somebody doesn't reply for a while, or they don't reply particularly warmly or respond in a way that we were hoping, we can feel really hurt and take a step back. So her advice is to ask for help without expectation. Ask somebody and just leave it out there. And if they don't come back, ask somebody else.
Right.
Just keep reaching out, and please reach out to our group as well, because you will definitely find support there in our private Facebook group.
Yeah, that's very true. The new group is really growing quite quickly, and we've seen some wonderful people come together who are supporting each other. All kinds of conversations going on, whether Ananga and I are present or not. I think you'll find that this is a wonderful place to come, especially if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to at this point. We are definitely there for you.
And you can find our private Facebook group by heading over to Facebook, searching for Anxiety Slayer, and you'll see our page and our group listed there. Just send us a membership request. We'll give you access to the group and look forward to meeting you and offering deeper connection and more contact with us personally for helping you overcome anxiety.
Ananga, thanks so much for today's conversation. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you. And to all of our listeners, thank you for listening to Anxiety Slayer. If you liked this episode, please share it with a friend and leave us some stars and a favorable review at iTunes. Every review helps us reach more people who are suffering with anxiety.
Get everything you need to start slaying your anxiety today. Visit anxietyslayer.teachable.com to claim our free Anxiety Slayer starter course. You get 4 guided sessions, including an EFT tapping session, guided breathing practice, and special module on overcoming the fear of anxiety. Claim your free Anxiety Slayer starter course at anxietyslayer.teachable.com.